For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them.
Hello and welcome to my review of Smile 2. And of course, this movie is out on digital now, so I will be going into spoilers for this film. And I don't really think I should have to put a warning, but I don't want anyone to be excited for this movie, even though it's been out a while and they haven't watched it. It's fine. But let's get started. So, just to reiterate my thoughts, I really, really like that first Smile movie. I thought it was fantastic just because, you look at it and you go, oh, God, this is going to be so goofy and stupid. I haven't seen Truth or Dare, but I know people have been comparing it to that, which really, from what I understand, was exactly what we thought Smile was going to be, which is like a really goofy, stupid thing. But no, Smile actually ended up being a really, intense psychological horror movie. And the smile was genuinely creepy, mainly for Laura. Laura's face, that actress, I don't know, I forgot her name, but she was fantastic. That smile is so creepy. That's why it's the poster of that movie. It's absolutely terrifying. Mainly that shot of when Rose goes home and you see Laura kind of standing in the corner. But then you get to Smile 2. Now, this is something that I was always kind of cautious about because that first Smile movie, yes, it is a really cool concept, but there's only so much you can do with it. And that's why when the movie ended the way it did, and we saw Smile 2 is actually happening, it's not going to be like Mirrors where it just kind of ends with the character being screwed over. Um, no, this movie we were like, oh, what really are they going to do that makes it not repetitive? And if I'm going to be honest with you, I actually don't think there was a lot of this movie that was repetitive. I think they did enough to where it feels different. And, yes, of course, it's the same thing, just with different people, different circumstances, but it doesn't feel like we're just treading the same things over and over. But there were a few things, like the phone, I believe it, in the first movie, of course, it was the therapist scene where she was talking to the therapist, and then the phone is ringing, and Rose answers it, and bada boom, it's a therapist. And then in this movie, it happens with her friend Gemma, with Sky's friend Gemma, where she's with her the whole movie, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, what do you mean? I haven't been to your apartment in like a year. And that's like one of the many instances of Smile 2 essentially being pointless. I don't want to sound like a dick, but yeah, about half, well, probably like a third of the movie is pointless because it wasn't even real. And this is something that has always kind of plagued certain horror movies, is them doing these fake out scenes or these dream scenes. And with Smile, it's just so strange because you don't know what's real, what's fake. So then when certain things happen, you don't even really feel anything because you're just thinking, oh, this is probably just another dream. Like with the mum's death, we all thought, oh my god, she killed her mum. But then at the end it's like, oh no, her mum's alive. My god, that I really hated that. I don't like them going and being like, oh yeah, most basically everything you followed hasn't actually happened. So fuck you, audience members. But yeah, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I think that this movie overall was just meh, meh. Like, it was all right. The movie itself, like most of the movie, was just okay. I wouldn't say it was anything special. There wasn't much that stood out, but there was one scene which was, I guess, meant to be creepy, but really just ended up looking extremely stupid and dumb and goofy and cartoonish. Was the scene in Sky's apartment, and there's like a horde of people there. That to me just looked so freaking dumb. It looked absolutely ridiculous. I hated that. But speaking of scenes in the apartment, there is probably, if I'm gonna be honest, possibly the creepiest, or at least like top three creepiest scenes from both of the movies. And when it is a callback, or not really a callback, but it's a follow-up to an earlier scene where Sky is having this kind of meet and greet with fans, and there's an obsessive stalker, and this, well, I wouldn't say stalker, but like he's clearly just overcome with lust. And I mean, I can't blame him. Naomi Scott is freaking gorgeous, but still, this is absolutely terrifying because you come back to the apartment and the shirt that he asked her to sign is there. His clothes are on the floor, and you see, like, I mean, he's naked, but it's in the shadows. Oh my God, that is so scary because that was the perfect example of them confusing the viewer as to whether it's real or not. Because them setting up that this dude is going cuckoos over her was perfect because you didn't know if he was just stalking her or if this is the entity doing this. I think that that was absolutely genius. And of course, the main positive of the movie, and I think everyone, whether you like the movie or whether you didn't like the movie, everyone can agree that the best part about it was Naomi Scott's acting. She was fantastic in this movie, not just as, the Sky, but even as evil Sky Riley. It was, oh my God, it was fantastic. She was so good. And, it's just a shame. It's such a shame that the Oscars will never acknowledge horror movies because my God, she did amazing here. And, she's honestly the main reason I was excited for this movie because I watched Aladdin and I know that I'm on an island here, but I actually prefer the 2019 Aladdin to the original. I think, mainly because I never really liked Jasmine in the original, but there was just something about Naomi Scott's version that got me hooked. And yeah, I love Naomi Scott. I think she's fantastic. And I was especially excited because she was gonna be a singer in this movie. And, she got an entire solo song in that 2019 Aladdin film. So I was like, hell, this is great. But them announcing that it's about a pop star is exactly why this movie disappointed me. I feel like anyone with half a brain cell could have guessed how this movie was going to end. And this is what just made my opinion of the movie go from meh to I'm disappointed. Is the ending was exactly what everybody predicted it was going to be. This was a god awful decision. I don't know why they did this. Oh my God. I think everybody knew how, I mean, everyone knew how it was going to end. Everyone was hoping that this wasn't how they were going to end it. But unfortunately, it seems like that's exactly what they did. They just went, yeah, you know what? Pop star, everyone guessed she's going to off herself in front of an audience. Let's just do it anyway. It's just terrible, man. And the main reason why I don't like that scene is not just because it was exactly what everyone predicted, but because of what they did with the demon. The demon looks so ridiculously stupid in the scene. It looks so dumb. Because that first Smile movie, when that thing reveals itself, oh, oh my God, that's the coolest scene of both of the movies. That is the most amazing scene. It's beautiful the way you just see all of the mouths, all the rows of teeth. It's a fantastic design. And of course, you can see that it's practical. With Smile 2, it just looks so unbelievably stupid and fake. It doesn't look real. It doesn't look like a puppet. It doesn't look like practical effects. It literally just looks like a CGI thing that's there. And it looks so ridiculously dumb. I'm sorry. I hated that. I really did. Cause I love that design of that creature. So to see what they did with it here, my God, man, come on. But apart from the ending just being complete dog shit, the movie itself wasn't as scary. I'm sorry, I don't understand how people can say that this was scarier than the first one. There are, I mean, there's many things in play here, but mainly the jump scares. The jump scares are what make these movies scary. Because while yes, the smile itself is unsettling, the jump scares are what really get, a scare out of the viewer. And that first Smile movie, I think, had some fantastic jump scares because, most horror movies, they still follow the same tropes from like 1980s, the 1980s of, building up the music and then kind of going quiet and then boom, it's like the same stuff. Or even, things like a door opening or a mirror. It's the same shit over and over and over and over again. Smile had some different jump scares and unexpected ones, and ones that will just appear at any random moment in the movie. And that's why the jump scares in that first Smile movie worked really well. Here, they just didn't really feel like anything. They were there. There were maybe like two that I thought were really good. But yeah, I just don't understand why this one wasn't as scary. Certain scenes, again, like I mentioned, the one with the horde of people was just really stupid. The violence here, the violence was definitely upped, but I will admit that there were some times, mainly with the mum's death, where it looked really fake. It looked like CGI. And, I mean, well, not the opening kill, we'll get to that just now. The kill that gets Sky involved with the entity, which is, I think his name is Lewis, was Lewis. That kill was great. I love how he just kept slamming it and then showing us the face and then slamming it again, and we just saw it repeatedly get more and more damage, and then like that part of his face just peels off. It was a fantastic kill, but it wasn't as scary as Laura's kill from the first film, because there she sets up this demon to be terrifying, and then her acting and everything like that, but it's mainly the smile. That seeing Laura as like a ghost was freaking scary. Lewis, I think, was nowhere near as creepy. I think had they stuck with Laura, obviously they can't because Sky has no connection to Laura, but had they kept that, I think this would have been 10 times scarier. But yeah, I think my review is just it's mostly negative. I may be giving a lot of positives, but it's mainly negative because the opening of the movie is I didn't like it. The ending was garbage, and then the middle is just meh. It's not horrible. It's not bad. That's what I can say. It's not bad. But for me to say it's not bad and that be considered positive, it's kind of, not good because the opening sequence, what guys, why why would you show Joel's death in the trailer? That is so ridiculously fucking stupid. And I will admit it made sense. The idea he had made sense of, passing it on to people who deserve it, who deserve to be tortured by this thing. But the dialogue in this scene I thought was just terrible. It was so bad because the way that Joel would be like, "No, you need to stay alive. You need someone to pass to." And then once the guy dies, he's like, "Fuck. No, it has no one to pass to. Now I'm stuck with it." It's like, oh my God, it's just so terrible. Why? Why do you have to spell it out? We know, we watched the first movie, we understand. So yeah, that I did not like at all. And even then, we don't even know how it gets transferred to Lewis, because as far as we know, Lewis wasn't even there. It should have been passed on to the driver or whoever, killed Joel. And even then, thinking about it, that should just negate the entire curse because he didn't kill himself. He didn't off himself in any way. He got killed. So, oh my God, I'd like to say I'm overthinking this, but it is such a simple concept. How do they stuff it up like this? But yeah, Apart from Naomi Scott's acting, some of the sound design, there isn't really much else positive I can say about the movie. It just kind of felt like an average follow up to the first Smile. And, of course, it's just, it's what it is because we did have a somewhat interesting story with Sky. I actually really liked her character. I still prefer Rose. I'm sorry. I still prefer Rose. But yeah, I like the story with her and the car crash that killed the actor, like Paul Hudson, I think his name was. Who cares? It's Ray Nicholson. Okay, that's what matters. Is it's Ray Nicholson. Because as soon as he showed up in that scene where the teleprompter stopped working, which by the way, anybody who has like any sort of stage fright or anxiety or anything like that, that scene is one of the most dreadful scenes in any movie ever, where she's like, "My name is Sky Riley, and I'm here tonight to be," and the teleprompter stopped working. I was like, "Oh my god, please! I would rather off myself." But yeah, it was cool really seeing Ray Nicholson. He really does have his father's smile there. That is just so good, man. I was so happy to see him there. But yeah, like that whole thing with the car crash, I thought was fantastic. Um, more of course props to Naomi Scott with the acting, especially in that scene, because oh my God, hearing her crying and screaming, it's so unsettling and just horrible, and you really don't want to listen to it, man. But yeah, I think that I have dragged this on long enough. As far as what they could do with Smile 3, I genuinely don't know because I have no clue how this is going to work. And that is why I kind of didn't want them to do the whole passing it on to the rest of the world thing. Because when we see how this entity works, at the end of the first Smile movie, it is a somewhat physical thing that enters your body. It physically enters your body. So it is one thing. So unless it finds some sort of way to evolve or change itself, I don't understand how it's going to possess, or well, not possess, but like, well, yeah, possess just so many people because that one body cannot enter everyone else's bodies. It doesn't make sense. So we're probably gonna have to have another exposition dump, which by the way, that was terrible. From I believe his name was Morris, from that guy who wasn't even real apparently. So, fuck that whole story. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, my friends. Please let me know your thoughts on Smile 2 in the comment section below. Was I being too negative with this movie? Did I expect too much? Did I really expect too much by, not having the most obvious and predictable ending in the world? But yeah, please just let me know your thoughts on the movie and my review down in the comment section below. And yeah, think that is pretty much it. So, if you did enjoy this video, then please leave a like, subscribe, and goodbye.